I opened the screen time report on my son's tablet and saw he had spent 11 hours on one app in one day. It wasn't a game. It wasn't even YouTube. It was a chat app one didn't know he had downloaded. And when I opened the app, what I saw made my stomach turn. It started with small things. My son, Leo, was always tired in the morning. He said he was sleeping late because of homework. My daughter, Mia, became quiet at dinner. She used to talk a lot. Now, she just stared at her plate. They both had tablets. We got them during the lockdown. At first, it was for school. Then it became normal for them to watch videos or play games after homework. I thought it was harmless. Kids need fun too, right? But over time, they stopped going outside. They didn't want to play. They stopped reading books. Even cartoons didn't excite them anymore. Only their screens. One Saturday morning, I asked Leo to help me clean the backyard. He shouted, "Just 5 more minutes." Then he stayed inside for 1 hour. That night, I checked his tablet. I just wanted to see how much time he spent on it. I opened the settings. Then I saw it. Screen time, 12 hours and 43 minutes. I blinked. That couldn't be right. It was a Saturday, yes. But he had lunch. We went out for groceries. How did he spend nearly 13 hours on the screen? I checked the app breakdown. TikTok. Not TikTok. 11 hours, 8 minutes. YouTube, 45 minutes. Game Zone, 34 minutes. TikTok. I had never heard of that one. I opened it. What I saw next, my heart dropped. TikTok looked like any other chat app, but it had weird colors, flashing stickers, and strangers. There were usernames like DarkPrince99 and SassyQueen22. I checked Leo's messages. He had hundreds of them. Some people were nice. Others were not. Some messages were just memes. But others were too much. One message read, "You're hot for 11 LOL." Another said, "Wanna play a secret game? Don't tell your mom, winky face." I felt sick. He had replied. He had sent selfies. He had said, "Haha, sure," to strangers asking for things. He had no idea these people were not kids. I ran to Leo's room. He was sleeping. His face looked so peaceful. How could he know? He was just a boy. He didn't understand danger. I sat in the hallway. I cried. How did I miss this? The next morning, I waited for Leo to wake up. I didn't touch his tablet again. I just sat at the kitchen table, drinking coffee, watching the clock. He came out yawning, scratching his head. "Morning, Mom," he said. "Morning," I replied. I tried to smile, but it was hard. He sat down, poured cereal into a bowl. I looked at him. My sweet, messy-haired boy. I had to say something. "Leo, I looked at your screen time." He froze. I saw his eyes widen. His spoon hung in the air. "Oh," he said. "I saw TikTok." He stared at the cereal. He didn't say anything. I asked, "Where did you get that app?" My friend showed me. He sent me a link. "It's not in the Play Store. You have to download it from the browser." That made it worse. "Do you know the people you were talking to?" I asked. He shook his head. "Not really. Some are funny. Some just send weird stuff. But I don't tell them anything." I showed him the messages. His face turned red. He said, "I didn't know they were like that. I just thought they were joking." I took a deep breath. "Leo, you can't use that app anymore. Ever." He nodded. "Okay." I deleted the app right there. Then I turned off the ability to install apps without permission. But something still didn't feel right. What about Mia? Mia was only 9. Sweet, quiet Mia. She loved drawing and reading before all this. But lately, she had changed. Less talking. More screen. I picked up her tablet when she was in the shower. Screen time, 9 hours and 10 minutes. She was 9. I checked the apps. Rainbow Story, 6 hours, 40 minutes. YouTube, 1 hour. Drawing Fun, 45 minutes. Others, 45 minutes. Rainbow Story, another app one didn't know. I opened it. It looked like a game. You build a character, like a doll, and enter chat rooms. The rooms had names like Fairyland, Dark Cave, Sleepover Zone. I clicked on a chat. At first, it was kids talking about outfits and stories. Then I saw this. User XX Nightwolfx. Anyone want to roleplay something spicy? User BubbleDream27. Yes, hee. Let's go to a private room. This was not okay. I checked Mia's messages. She hadn't replied to that one. But she had been in chats like it. She had even shared voice notes. Some drawings she made. A few photos of her bedroom wall, her favorite posters. She didn't know what she was doing. I closed the app, my hands shaking. Why didn't I check this earlier? That same day, I tried to take back control. I went to my parental control app. It said everything was safe. All the websites Mia visited were child-friendly. Leo's screen time warning hadn't even shown up. I felt betrayed. These apps were supposed to help, but they missed the worst things. I joined a parent group online that night. I posted, I tracked my kids' screen time, and what I found was terrifying. They were talking to strangers through apps I didn't even know existed. What are your kids using? What should I block? Within minutes, comments poured in. Same thing happened to me. Look out for apps like Whisper Chat and Cute Maze. Delete anything with chat rooms. Even kids' drawing apps have hidden chat features now. One parent said, my daughter was being blackmailed through a game. She's only 10. I realized something that night. I wasn't alone. But I was still scared. 3 nights later, around 1:45 a.m., my phone buzzed. It was a call from a hidden number. I didn't pick up. A message came in right after. It said, why did you delete TikTok from Leo's tablet? He was fun. I froze. I didn't breathe for a second. Then another message. We'll find a way to talk again. You can't watch him forever. I jumped up and ran to check Leo's tablet. I had deleted TikTok. I had even factory reset it. Still, they had gotten my number. Or Leo had shared it earlier. I didn't know. I blocked the number. I reported it. But that night I couldn't sleep. Was it just online now? Or was it moving into real life? The next morning, I didn't send the kids to school right away. I sat them down. I said, we need to talk. For real. I didn't yell. I didn't lecture. I just told them the truth. There are people online who pretend to be kids. They lie. They try to get close to you. But they are dangerous. They both look scared. Leo asked, what do they want? Sometimes they just want attention. Sometimes they want pictures. Or secrets. Sometimes worse. Mia said, I didn't know. I know, I said. It's not your fault. But now we know, and we have to be smart. We made a plan that day. No new apps without asking me first. No chatting with strangers. All screen time would happen in shared spaces, like the living room. Tablets would stay out of bedrooms. I would check their devices weekly. They agreed. They didn't fight back. I think they felt safer too. A week passed. Things seemed better. Leo and Mia played outside more. We watched a movie together. I checked their tablets and saw fewer hours. It felt like we were healing. Then, while cleaning the laundry room, I found something behind the old basket. An old phone. It was one of our backups. I had forgotten we still had it. The battery was low. I plugged it in. When it turned on, I saw a new lock screen, a photo of Leo and one of his classmates. The phone wasn't forgotten. I unlocked it. No password. Inside, there were apps I had never seen. One was called Vault Zone. When I opened it, it asked for a PIN. I tried Leo's birthday. It worked. Inside the app, hidden photos, messages, videos. Most were innocent. Memes, game clips. But some messages were not. He had created a second TikTok account. He had kept talking to Dark Prince 99 and Sassy Queen 22, even after I deleted the app. They had sent him links. Leo clicked one. It opened a private group on another app called Link Me. I didn't even know these existed. I went straight to Leo's school the next day. I asked to speak to the head teacher. I told her everything. The apps. The chats. The messages. The second phone. She looked shocked, but not surprised. She said, "You're the third parent this month." She explained that other kids had also been found using secret apps. One boy had been sending voice notes to a man pretending to be a 12-year-old gamer. Another girl had given her address to a book club friend online. The school had tried to warn parents, but not everyone listened. They promised to send out a fresh alert to all families. I also spoke to Leo's teacher. She offered to have a school counselor talk to Leo in private just to help him open up more. I agreed. I wasn't angry anymore. I was scared, and I knew I needed help too. Later that night, Mia came into my room. She held her stuffed bunny and said, "Mom, I need to tell you something." I sat up. I didn't tell you before. But one time a person on Rainbow Story asked me if I sleep in pajamas or underwear. My heart sank. "What did you say?" I just laughed and said, "LOL, I'm a bear," because my profile picture was a bear. But I was scared. I hugged her tight. "Thank you for telling me, baby. You did the right thing." She cried a little. "I don't like that app anymore," she whispered. "Good," I said, "because it's gone." That same week, Leo came home from school quiet. I asked him how his day was. He said, "Fine," but something was off. Later that night, he said, "Mom, the counselor asked about the phone." He paused. I told her, "Everything. I know I messed up." I said, "You're not in trouble, but you need to understand why it matters." "I do," he said. "At first it was fun. Then I got scared. But I didn't want to tell you because I thought you'd take away everything." "I'm not mad," I said, "but I need to protect you. That's my job." "I get it now," he whispered. Then he said something that broke me. Some of those people said if I stopped replying, they'd find me. I looked at him. "Did they say how?" One of them said they knew what school I went to, but I didn't tell them. That's when I knew these people weren't just random strangers. They were hunting kids. I filed a report the next morning. The officer at the desk took notes. He asked for screenshots, usernames, and links. He said they get reports like this more and more now. "We'll forward it to cybercrime," he said. "But just so you know, most of these people hide behind fake profiles. It's hard to catch them. Still, I had to try. I gave them everything. Messages, numbers, emails, even the apps. They said, 'You did the right thing.' Most parents don't report." I felt a bit of relief, but I still felt like I had failed. Weeks passed. Things improved slowly. Leo joined a football club at school. Mia started drawing again, with real crayons and paper. But I noticed something else. They struggled to focus. Their moods were up and down. Sometimes they still asked for their devices first thing in the morning. It was like withdrawal. I started reading more about screen addiction. One article said, "The internet doesn't just steal time. It changes brains." It made sense. My kids have been pulled into a world of fast clicks, fake praise, and constant noise. They were just coming out of it now. We made a new rule, tech-free Sundays. No tablets, no phones, no games. Just books, puzzles, baking, or walks. At first, they complained, but slowly they stopped. Now, they look forward to Sundays. It's become our day. We also started check-in time every night. For 10 minutes, we talk. No screens. Just us. Sometimes they open up. Sometimes we just joke. But we're rebuilding trust. Slowly. Carefully. I still check their devices. I still use parental tools. But the real safety, it comes from talking every day. And watching closely, because what I found was shocking, but not impossible to fix. After I reported everything to the police, I was asked to attend a local school safety meeting. It was for parents only. I almost didn't go, but something told me I should. That night, about 20 of us sat in the school library. The counselor spoke first, then the school IT officer. They showed us apps like Vault Zone, Chat Draw, Cute Maze, and Link Me. All of them looked normal, but all had hidden chat features. Then one mom raised her hand. My son got into a private group where they sent dares. He had to post videos of himself doing stupid things. Some were dangerous. Another parent said, "My daughter got a message that said if she didn't send a photo of her feet, her family would be harmed." She believed it. There were gasps. One dad stood up. My son sent pictures. We had to change schools. No one judged him. We were all scared together. That night changed me. I realized this wasn't about being a bad parent. It was about being too trusting. 2 weeks later, things had been calm. Then Mia came to me, holding her tablet. She said, "Mom, this game is weird." I looked. It was a game called Castletail. It had cute animals and puzzles. But after level 5, a chat opened up. One message said, "Hi, cutie. Want to see a secret level? Send me your age." She hadn't replied. She had come to me first. I hugged her. "You did the right thing," I said. I deleted the app. I reported it. Even the games looked safe until they weren't. I felt exhausted. One night, around 9 p.m., I got a call. It was a man. His voice was calm. Too calm. He said, "I miss talking to Leo." I didn't say anything. He continued. He was funny. He liked my jokes. Then I heard breathing. Then silence. I called the police. Again. They traced the number. It was from a burner phone. "Keep your son close," they said. "Watch him carefully." That night, I sat on the floor of Leo's room while he slept, just watching him breathe. He was safe. But for how long? After that, I made new rules. Not just for the kids. For myself. No more hidden devices. Every phone or tablet had to be on my list. All passwords shared. No secrets. New app. Ask first. Check-ins every day. Screens in public areas only. Tech time limits. No more than 2 hours per day. One family account per app. I could see what they watched, what they liked. It was hard at first, but soon it became normal. I wasn't just a parent anymore. I was a gatekeeper. One evening, Leo said, "Mom, I think my brain feels calmer now." I smiled. Why? Because I'm not thinking about screens all the time. He was right. Mia started drawing more. Real drawings. Paper. Pencils, markers. She gave me a picture of our family standing in front of a big wall. "What's this?" I asked. She said, "It's our safe wall. Bad people can't come in." I cried a little. I finally felt like I was doing something right. If you're a parent reading this, let me say this. Track your kids' screen time. And don't stop there. Open their apps. Click on their messages. Dig deep. Don't trust that a game is just a game. Don't assume a cartoon app is innocent. Kids don't always know it's dangerous. It's not their job to know. It's ours. Your child might be one click away from something dark. Maybe they already saw it. Maybe they're afraid to tell you. Talk. Listen. Check everything. What I found shook me, broke me, scared me, but it also made me stronger, made me present. You don't have to be perfect. Just be awake. Now, every night, we sit in the living room. No screens. Just talk. Sometimes it's silly. Sometimes it's serious. But we call it our safe room. If someone says, "I need a safe room moment," we all stop and listen. Leo said it once when a new game at school felt weird. Mia said it when a classmate showed her a creepy video on their phone. They trust me now. Because I didn't just take away screens. I gave them a voice. And I finally used mine too.